So it didn't take long for Richard Sherman and Skip Bayless to get into a little dispute. And I mean, we knew it was coming, but it didn't take long at all. So while discussing potential rule change for how NFL defenders can tackle, Skip Bayless and Richard Sherman have a minor dispute over their differences of opinion. The dispute ended with Sherman demanding Skip not yell at him. Sticks, what are your thoughts on this exchange? And then just what are your thoughts on Undisputed now that Shannon Sharp Unk has left?
I'm on the side of saying that all of this is Skip's fault. And I think that Fox Sports is giving Skip Bayless way too much power over that show. And he is really, you give a man the power, you give a man too much power, bro. You can see what their character is. His character is not great. He's not coming off as a good person. You've ran off your best co-host that you've had over the past 6 years since the show's inception. You ran him off, and y'all was always getting into arguments because of your own ego. I'm gonna say it's his ego. And now you got Richard Sherman in the same seat that Unc was sitting in and having the same problems that he was having that he was having with Unc. And for those who haven't seen the clip, they were just like D'Lo said. It was the injury of the Florida State quarterback and how he was tackled, Jordan Travis, and how he was tackled, and the tackle was a good tackle. It's how you teach people how to tackle, honestly, without leading with the crown of your helmet. He was tackled from the side. He drug his hips. It just happened that Jordan Travis got hurt on the play. And Richard Sherman's argument was you can't talk about something you don't have experience doing. So as Skip Bayless is trying to defend his point, Richard Sherman is like, no, dude, you don't know what you're talking about because you have never done it. I have tackled in the NFL before. I have been an NFL cornerback for over a decade, and you're telling me how to tackle somebody. So if that's the case, if you're going to make all these rules about how you're supposed to tackle somebody in NFL, why don't you just put flags on people and they're going to reach for the flags? Because me and D'Lo have had this conversation before that the NFL, with all the rules that's going on that the defense can't do, it's turning into flag football. We've talked about this before because there's so many rules of the tacklers that you have to literally watch yourself. You have targeting now. People are getting ejected from games and getting fined thousands and thousands of dollars because of how you tackle somebody. And now the question is, the guys that are getting raised up from Pop Warner and middle school and high school and college ball, how are these coaches going to teach people how to coach, how to tackle? So, but I agree with Richard Sherman, though. I 100% agree with Richard Sherman. Like, you can't tell me how to do something if you've never done it or even studied it.
Right.
Now, he studied it because he's been covering the NFL and the sports for 30, 40 years. So he's covered it. He's studied it. But Richard Sherman has actually done it. And he even called Skip out like, all right, cool. If you want to learn how to tackle, let me run full speed at you. And you try to tackle me without dropping your hips and let me drag you all the way to the end zone until I'm tired of dragging you. Because that's how you're supposed to use your weight to bring somebody to the ground. That's how you're supposed to tackle. It just happened that Jordan Travis got hurt. But I agree with Richard Sherman in this situation. What you think? What you think, D'Lo?
I mean, I definitely agree. I agree with Richard Sherman. We have had this conversation multiple times. I think that it becomes, even though we both played offense, we can both appreciate the technicalities, the complexities of what a defender has to go through, what goes through their mind, and how hard it is to get a ball carrier down. And so you remove these different ways in which they can tackle, like the crown targeting. Everybody understands why that's dangerous.
Yeah.
But everything else to me is kind of like, are we playing tackle football now, or are we like
Are we
is
two
this
hand
becoming?
touch?
Yeah,
Like,
this
yeah.
is becoming more like why the Pro Bowl is no longer interesting to watch is because they don't do anything physical at all. And I get it; it's the end of their most of all of their seasons.
Mm-hmm.
They played 18 games,
Mm-hmm.
more than that probably if you include the preseason. So
Mm-hmm.
they're trying to make sure nobody gets hurt. They go into the off season healthy or as healthy as they can be, ready to recuperate and get ready for the next season. I get it, but because of that, nobody watches the Pro Bowl anymore. It's not even interesting to watch. Um, so with all of that, now you say not only can you not tackle somebody that isn't looking, so you can't tackle a
A helpless
defenseless
defender. Yeah.
a
Oh,
helpless
yeah.
defender.
Mm-hmm.
No. It's a defenseless receiver or
Yeah.
runner. You
Yeah.
can't you
Yeah.
can't tackle them. Now you can't when you do tackle them, you can't tackle them and drop your weight on the back of their legs because of the risk of injury. Well, when you first signed up to play football, you knew that there were risks in playing that sport.
For sure.
Now, nobody signs up to get chronic head injury, CTE, stuff like that. Nobody signs up for that. So, with the head injuries, with the leading with the crown of your helmet and targeting somebody's head, we all get that.
Mm-hmm.
But you know that you could potentially tear some ligaments, break some bones, have shoulder injuries, finger injuries, all that type of stuff. You know that there's risk involved. You pointing at your fingers. There are people on or analysts on ESPN. I think his name is
Booker
Booger
McFarlane.
McFarland. His fingers is like
Yeah.
severely
Yeah. They messed up.
yeah, it's
Mine is
like
minor.
yeah,
Mine is minor.
yeah.
Booger and what's
Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders too, but not the receiver. That played for the what's his name? I'll think of it later, but go ahead. Finish your point. My fault.
But yeah, so we know that though there's risk involved when it comes to playing the sport of football. So you continually removing all of these ways in which defenders can tackle and get defenders to the ground, then you might as well just have the offense play against air and see how fast they can score in a certain amount of time. Because that's what is really essentially what's becoming. Because if a defender can't tackle in numerous ways, then you remove their ability to participate in the sport. And if you remove their ability to participate in the sport, football is not the sport that it has been in the last since its inception. So I
Facts.
definitely agree with Richard Sherman. Now, as far as the show is concerned, um, it's definitely not the same, and you
Mm-hmm.
can tell it's not the same. I think even at times you can see the disdain on Skip's face for what the show has become now. And I have not even I used to try to see what was going on that show on YouTube clips and whatnot. I don't even try to check for that show anymore. I
Mm.
look at First Take
Mm-hmm.
with Skip and Shannon when he's on. But other than that, I'm not even worried about Undisputed and their
Stephen A.
ratings. Yeah,
You
yeah,
said
yeah.
you said first
I
take, yeah.
said Skip and Shannon. I did the
Yeah.
same thing.
Oh, good, yeah.
I did it again. So Stephen A. and Shannon,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Undisputed's ratings have dropped, but it's just
Tremendously.
because they've tried to go the virality route. They've tried to make some. They had Bubba, my boy, the trash. He was on there. He
Yeah.
was on there one time. I know they've tried to go the social media virality route. It's just not working. I think all of Skip's ideas for how to make the show go post Shannon Sharp have not gone as he expected. I think they may need to try to. It's too late. I don't think Shannon would go back with if they could. I think they need to try to make amends with him and get him back on the show.
Hell, Shannon ain't going back. Shannon ain't
Yeah.
going back. But it all goes back to And I just thought of the quote that I was trying to say at the beginning of the segment. If you want to test a man's character, give him power and see how he treats the less fortunate. That's Skip.
Mm-hmm.
That's Skip. Skip has way too much power at Fox Sports and Undisputed. Way too much. And he is dealing with men who are not going to let him talk to them any type of way. And Skip wants to do that. It seems like he wants to talk to them however the hell he want to talk to them. And it's just weird because it's like, Skip, bro, you literally had to take a hiatus from Undisputed because you lost your co-host because of your actions, and you couldn't carry it by yourself. So you need these men to co-host with you and give and bounce, to have a debate. That's what these sports talk shows are. They're debates. So you're supposed to have these guys on here and you're trying to talk to them however you want to talk to them and literally dictate the whole fucking show. It's not going to work like that, bro. Like, you got to have some kind of banter and some friendly banter. Now, you're going to get into heated arguments because it's opposing opinions. You're going to get into some heated arguments. That's going to happen. But the way you running this, Skip, you wilding, my boy. Skip wilding. And he going to run everybody off. Undisputed is going to end up, I feel like, which is my opinion, I feel like in the next few years, unless Skip get his act together, Undisputed ain't going to be on TV no more. Ain't going to be on TV
I think that may happen. Again, we don't want anything negative to happen. That's not what we're here for. But we call it how we see it sometimes. Mm-hmm. I think at the end of next year may be the last, because it's been going downhill drastically ever since Shannon's left. And so it's like, unless they take a 180 immediately, they just keep going downhill. And that is not what Fox Sports wanted.
You know what that 180 going to be? They had to get rid of Skip.
What? Yeah, but then yes, you're right. They would have to do it, but then they'll just cancel the show and come out with something different.
True. And they're not gonna be able to call it Undisputed no more. But
right, exactly.
You're right. So I don't know, man. I just think Skip wilding, to be perfectly honest. But we got to see how that show go moving forward, because Richard Sherman ain't taking your bullshit, Skip. He ain't taking.
Yeah, I mean, what did they think was gonna happen? Skip. I mean, they've already been on TV before with Richard and Skip going back and forth with each other. So what do you think? It was only a matter of time for this.
Only a matter of time.
And so the question is it real, or is it for clicks? Is it to get the ratings?
There you go, bro. There you go.
I'm just asking. Just asking, bro.
I think it was really emotion from Richard.
Yeah, I thought it was real too, but you always got to put that in there.
But since you did just mention that Skip has been trying to go the virality route here recently, did he stir this emotion for virality? You got to think about it that way. So see, I'm starting to get on your mindset a little bit, D-Lo, even though some things I'd be looking at, be like, yo, that shit seems real to me. Thank you for watching this video. If you've made it this far and you like what you see, there's a video on the screen right here. Make sure you click that and view that. We think you're gonna love it. Also, we got the 500 subscriber goal going on right now, so y'all need to help us get there. So hit that button right there to subscribe right now. And we on all your streaming platforms, wherever you find your podcast.